Hey folks, welcome back to the Evil Dungeon Master AD&D Universe Podcast. I'm your host, Evil Dungeon Master Vince, and hopefully you're doing well. It is Wednesday. I am back from Gen Con after having a wonderful time meeting up with a bunch of people and playing games. Gen Con is definitely the best gaming convention that I've ever gone to. I went back in early days of 2011 and 12. I thought it was great, and then I, didn't go again. Now that I've gone back in 2025, it proves again it is the best convention out there where you can find the most things and meet the most nicest people in the world and meet new friends and fun games. Anyway, today's podcast is inspired by a Gen Con game that I played in, which was a 1E AD&D game. And I don't normally play in games, but Gen Con is a special occasion, so I figured I'd play in a game. I found a 1E game that was in the open gaming area during one of the open gaming area days that actually had up one of those little cones looking for players. I was like, why not? So I joined a group of some friendly guys around, age you would think of playing AD&D, probably guys older. Though there was one younger guy there playing. I think he was a son of one of the other ones, and he was showing him the great 1E. But we were a party that was around 5th, 6th level, around there. I was playing a fighter, and we had no idea what it was really coming into. The adventure started with us coming into a village after just coming from a long adventure, going to looking for a place to rest for the night. Well, the adventure basically had us roaming around the village for a little while, which I was kind of like, all right, this is interesting. And then we had gone to, we heard some rumors about villagers missing and people getting worried about family members that are not coming back after long trips. So we inquired with the local law enforcement there and the mayor what was going on. And we found out that there possibly might be something in the swamp area that was attacking and eating villagers. Now, this seems like a really, to me, like a first level adventure. For fifth level adventure, like this is kind of, small time. So I was like, all right, whatever. It's a small time adventure. Go investigate the swamp and get paid, bundles load of money and probably take out some kobolds or some goblins that moved in, something really simple. In the swamp area, it didn't really click to me what it really was. Because I don't know, it just seemed like a one small adventure. I mean, he set it up really well. It's a spooky swamp. People were scared to go to the swamp had a nice atmosphere going on, so it was kind of like, all right, well, what are we going to do? Well, next morning we went out, and the DM never actually said what the monster was, never actually alluded to what the monster was. We heard strange growling sounds, and when we got closer into the swampy area, we got near a cave. We saw some acid ruined scars. We saw some bodies that we had investigated. Dead wildlife, no obvious tracks, just a lot of real mood and tension building by the DM. Suspicion around the table rolled around, and he did some foreshadowing that was really done really well. Now, after we found out we had seen weird things carved into the cave walls, which threw us off because it was worded in words like, beware, get out. This is my cave. And we're like, well, what the hell can this monster be? I was like, all right, well, whatever. Little did we find out it's a black dragon. Now, the black dragon, he used directly from the book. I knew as soon as he started describing what it can do and everything. Page 31. 1 to 4, armor class of 3, movement of 12. Hit dice of anywhere from, let's see here. Hit dice, where did I see that? Is 6 to 8. I just lost the page there for a minute. Treasure type is 8. She's got 3 attacks, and they're not that big of a deal. But when it comes to the actual dragon himself with his breath weapon, it's an acidy like weapon that could basically just kind of wipe us all out, especially at 5th level. But he had the dragon kind of taunting us and talking to us. He used the chance of speaking of only 30%. in this cave, and the dragon was kind of just like taunting us. He's like, "Oh, good, some more food for my stomach as I want to eat today. I haven't eaten in a few days. The village provides." And he said weird statements like that, to which we were like, "Wait a minute, the village provides?" And I was just like, I jumped in and I'm just like, "Listen, dragon, what do you mean by the village provides?" And he's like, "Don't you see? The people they send out here, they don't want to come back. They pay a tribute." He was doing voices like that. And we were like, wait a minute. So we figured out that not only that these people were missing, the actual like town itself, I mean, nobility of the town was worshiping this dragon and sending out people they really didn't like or care for, families that did wrong. They sent them out this way on purpose for the dragon, and that's how they have to deal with the dragon. That's how the nobles kept themselves rich in this town. As we talked to the dragon revealed all this in his little monologue before he was going to kill us. Because what do bad guys do? They monologue. So he monologued. He gloated and he spoke how he was going to eat us, and he couldn't wait for his next meal. And every time he does this, he provides the town with protection and riches. And the people that have made this deal with him, he promises that he will not attack them unless they go a certain time period without sharing something with him. Then the dragon, will attack the town randomly. So they keep sending people over, and every time adventurers come in, adventurers get sucked into coming over to him, thinking he's basically uh, a dragon that's terrorizing the village. Meanwhile, he's not. So this is an excellent way to use what would be rather kind of a boring. I'm not. It's not really that it's boring, but just an average black dragon. Sure, you got the black dragon that terrorizes the village, and Avengers have to go and fight it. Or we got the black dragon that's kind of, this is my land and you people are my slaves. No, this is kind of a black dragon that is setting up a deal with the town, that the town is just sending all these people and all this food to him so they can keep themselves rich. I thought it was an excellent adventure. What we had to do was figure out how to get around this. So we made a deal. Since it's the Black Dragon is going to always, dragons are just interested in deals whatsoever. So we proposed, I said, well, what if we strike a deal with you? And he's like, well, that's interesting. He goes, what do you propose? And I said to him, well, instead of you eating us, which I know you want to do, how about we do a favor for you and then you let us go? And then we will leave you as you do want with your deal. And the dragon's like, well, how do I know I can trust you? And we were trying to had to convince him how to do this or that. But overall, it came out to be that he gave us a quest to go to another dragon's cave and steal one of their precious items out of there for him. And it was some type of magical ring that he wanted. So we had to go to the other cave and steal the item from what looked like a green dragon and steal it back from him. Meanwhile, what we really did was we left the cave and he gave us I think it was like 48 hours or so to do this. But instead, what we did was we planned our way to go back to the cave and attack this a-hole and kill him while he was sleeping. So we decided that we were going to have our magic user was going to get his sleep spells ready. Now, obviously, there's magic resistance and everything in place there. We didn't know what it was, but we got lucky with this. He was already sleeping when we came back. We had the magic user cast the sleep spell. We believe it worked. So we snuck up on him. We got our first attacks in, and we beat him down into submission. And then one of the other players reminded it that we can beat a dragon down into submissiveness so that he serves us. So we asked the DM about that, which he was a little unsure about the rules. And then we kind of all together, since it was just a thrown through game, he was just like, yeah, that works. That's fine with me. So we beated the black dragon down into submission while he was half awake, half asleep. The spell did not work. He woke up. He breathed some acid on us, but we were ready for him. But two of the party members, there were 7 of us, 2 of them wound up dying due to the acid damage, and too many hit points struck on them because this dragon was quite powerful. But we did beat the dragon down into submission, and our first thing was that we wanted the dragon to pretty much attack the elders of the village for doing this to the village. And that's where we left it off because it was just an impromptu game for a couple hours before waiting for another game. The dragon was going to go seek out the ones he made a deal with and kill them to free this village. Though little did we know the entire village was in. The GM told us at the end that the entire village was in on this whole plan, and then it was all a big setup for anybody coming into town, that they would start making these rumors and feel like they were sad and pathetic. Meanwhile, they were all part of the big deal. So that's a black dragon. They typically found in like swamps and marshes, so it's perfectly set up. Not all the time it speaks. It's only got a 30% chance, and it's only got a 10% chance of magic use, and it's always like a 50-50 chance of sleeping. So it was an interesting battle with the Black Dragon, and an interesting little adventure for a side adventure. I wouldn't call it like a full adventure. I would call it definitely a side adventure since we did it in about 2.5 hours. But I thought it was an interesting way to use a Black Dragon and have a little fun, little AD&D fun with a typical type dragon. I don't know. Tell me what you think about the Black Dragon in the comments below. I wanted to just talk about this little story and how well he used it for the Gen Con for a group of people who didn't even know each other and worked pretty well together. Were beating down a dragon. So with that said, I'm going to head out. Keep it original, keep it old school. Good night, and God bless everybody.